Yo, 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 man, it's King Vice. Right now, you were tuned in to Chester View. Make sure you're paying attention.
Thank you for tuning in. We are here in the studio with King Vice himself. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
First of all, how did you come up with the name King Vice?
I mean, it's kind of it's not really a long story. So when I initially started rapping, it was Enemy for I forgot what it stood for. It was something stupid my homie came up with at the time. So then I changed that to Vice Versa. Just, we talk about like versatility and stuff, like rap about one thing and then rap about something totally different. And this was around the time Kendrick Lamar had the whole King and Niggas moment thing going. So I had put my name on Facebook as King Vice. And I was supposed to do a show with somebody, and they put that name on the flyer. And it just stuck, and I was like, all right, cool.
It's out there.
Yeah, like, all right, that's fine. It was Vice Versa, but all right, cool. King Vice works too. So.
And it does work. It does work. So how long have you been rapping?
I've been rapping since about 2009. It started back when I was at Delaware County. My homie, he was my homie Stan actually. He was rapping, just sitting around. I was like, I was playing around. I started rapping. I just saw Notorious. I was rapping like Biggie. I was like, yeah, whatever. And they was like, oh, that's dope, yo. You actually not bad. I'm like, oh, I ain't. All right.
Okay, you say so.
I mean, I dabbled before, like back in like 2005. Like, wrote some like corny. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. But when I actually started taking this serious, 2009. So
that is awesome. Now, my first time seeing you were doing poetry. So do you do both or?
Yeah, I definitely do both. I try to. I mean, it depends on the setting. I've been doing a lot of open mics in Philly, so this is one thing I do once a month called the Juice Jam. We're down in West Philly, and their crowd is so dope. Like, it's a live band, real intimate setting and everything. So when I go there, I try to do like more personable, relatable things. I included poetry on some of my songs. My song Options, it's a poem by me at the end of it. And a couple of things I'm working on is going to invoke some poetic thoughts.
Okay, I like it because you get the flow and then you get the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So when you decided that you wanted to actually take this seriously, what were some of the preparations? 'Cause I know you're like, you know what? All right, I want to do this. So did you have to connect with people, or you just kind of look for platforms? How did you cross over?
I think I came along like right at the right time as far as technology and everything. When I first started recording, it was so trash. I used a American Idol USB microphone. I wrapped it in paper towel, and I had used 2 computer speakers and put them around the microphone. So the beat is playing out of the speakers, and I'm rapping it's playing into the microphone while I'm rapping to it. It sounded horrible, and I had the nerve to like charge people for that CD. It was bad. But then I had got a laptop, and then went to the Guitar Center or something and got a microphone stand, pop blocker, and everything. Downloaded this program called Audacity my homie told me about, and I didn't actually I knew how to record, press play, do the music, and put the music, but actually learning how to record myself, I didn't learn that until I hooked up with Amir Swain. Shout out to him. Watch him. Yeah. That's my guy. He just watching him when we was working together. That's how I learned to actually like record myself, hear different things, add different things to the music and everything. So
yeah, Amir's got some big photos in the big studio. I was like, okay.
Yeah. He definitely doing his thing between there and Cali. But
I know. Shout outs, Chester in the house.
Yeah.
So if you could say one thing that you learned that you would have done differently when you started, what would that be?
That's a good question. Probably just putting more money into it. They say, you in order to make money, you got to spend money. and that's one of the things that I wish I would have did more of, like paying for studio time. I have like really good songs that just sound bad because of the quality. It's like, yo, like if you would have went to the studio and recorded this, and got with somebody, I didn't really learn about studio time and everything until I was like 3 years in. So I think that would be the biggest thing, was just learning that put more money into it. I don't have any videos out, so stuff like that. So.
All right, well, you have to come back and do a video so you can.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that has to happen soon. I'm actually working on a short film for the beginning of the year. Trying to do something different.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, before we go to a commercial, you got to tell me what was the idea, the thought process behind the Big James. What was that about?
Le Big James. That was my all right. So everybody that knows me, I wear jerseys a lot. That's my thing. However, I found a great website. I'm not going to put the name out there because I can't let everybody know my secrets. But I found a website that ships you jerseys from China, and they're like $15, as opposed to paying $120 for them. Authentic stitch and everything. But as we know, you don't see a lot of bigger Asians. So a 3X in China is like an extra large in America.
What?
So a lot of my jerseys are tight. It's bad. Like I've been on the morning meeting, shout out to CMP, a few times with the jerseys on, and they just get at me, man, just tell me your jersey's tight. So then I bought some shorts from the same website, hoping for better results. They didn't. So I was like, you know what, everybody just be clowning me for the jerseys, they be tight and everything. You know what, all right, let's have some fun. So I just put the whole thing on, and I went up to my homie's barbershop, Justin Barbershop in Toby Farms. And you know what I mean, it's up there. You know what I mean, but it was all in good fun because I'm like, all right, everything always tight anyway. And somebody was like, yo, where'd you get that from? Like, did you pay for that costume? I'm like, nah, this is like really my clothes. They just fit this how they fit. I just know how to make it not look as bad. Like I would never wear that as a whole piece. I was gonna wear that to a pajama party, Halloween party in Philly. Thank God, because that'd have been that'd have been bad. They said I looked like Spice Adams. Like it was bad. It was. But bad.
It looked like even in the picture you were having fun with it.
Oh, absolutely,
and
absolutely.
That's why I said he looked like he was having fun with it. So I definitely have to ask him about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I want LeBron to see it. If y'all see that picture, make sure y'all tag King James on that, man. Because I want LeBron to see that picture. I think he would laugh at that.
You
gotta have fun though.
I am pretty sure.
You gotta have fun and laugh at yourself sometimes.
I know that's right, but I know I said before we go, but I do want to talk about Cool Kids. Cool Kids was just great to see young people come together. I just want to know your thought process of bringing that to fruition and then the response that you got. So just tell us a little bit about that before we go to commercial.
Convos with Cool Kids was my podcast that I had. It was kind of actually really, when you think about it, was kind of short lived. It was from February of 20.
It's still good though.
Oh, absolutely. It was fun. January 2015. Yeah, January 2015, all the way through August of 2015. No, I'm lying. January 2016 to August of 2016. We had some really good shows. We did one show on police brutality. We had a cop come on along with Minister Keith Muhammad, and we all sat down and had like a round table discussion about, okay, well, as a police officer, what do you think our etiquette should be? He was a black police officer at that. And then, just talked about different things. We did I don't even like talking about this, but we did a water drive for Flint during their water crisis, which is still going on, by the way. We got together partnered with the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, and we got I think 200 cases of water donated. And Brian Warren, shout out to him, he drove the truck from Chester to Flint. And eventually,
but see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all did some great.
Oh, absolutely, man. We had a coat drive for the kids around the wintertime. And again, I don't like talking about those things because when I do it, it's not done to make myself look good or anything like that. It's done because it needed to be done. But yeah, I mean, we definitely were into doing things in the community. Unfortunately, what happened was my laptop died, so I wasn't able to get another laptop. It started back up. And then, as the crew got older, they started doing their own, not older, but time went past, started doing their own thing and everything. But that was a great period. in there. I mean, I want to say we definitely had one of the first podcasts in Chester. So I mean, and it's funny.
What made you start it? Because it was great. Y'all did a lot of good things, but to actually say it and do it is two
In
different
all
things.
honesty, what made me start it was two things. My homie Ehas, he had a podcast up in Philly, and then Joe Budden's podcast. Um, I would listen to Joe Budden's podcast religiously every week when it came out. And I was like, yo, like, it's not hard to do this. Your laptop and some microphones. Okay, I already had microphones when I was recording. And, I mean, got some more microphones and just started doing it. And it was fun because one of the girls from Joe Budden's podcast, Marissa Mendez, like, she would actually help me with just any questions I had regarding, like, how to do certain things and stuff like that. And the fact that she took time out to respond to me on, I think it was either Snapchat or Twitter or something, but she took time out to do that. Now she's doing her thing out in California, called Marissa Explains It All. But just taking that time, from a fan, like, I want to do a podcast. Like, well, she was actually going to be on Cool Kids one time if we had made it up to New York, but it didn't work out like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that I just wanted to do. I tend to irritate people with my opinion on things, my thought process. I was like, well, why not have a podcast, and get yourself out there. And the people that I was with, shout out to Mimi and Chris, shout out to David, Stan. We had a really good, we had a good vibes. Ajay was on there a few times. She actually did the original theme song for Cool Kids. So
That's what I said. I said
Yeah.
Cool Kids was so cool.
yeah, it was fun. We did, yeah, it was
But
fun.
to be able to say I want to do something, to actually doing something that was great, that had produced, water going to Flint, things like that. That's something people think about doing, but they don't actually do. So
Yeah.
kudos to you. All right, we're going to take a break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tell me, can you see it? The flashing red light of the alarm. My heart. We never used to be this. We never used to cause each other harm. These scars, I know that we can heal them. I'm gonna feel at home again in your arms. Hold on. All our way we're breaking down. Walls are we breaking down?
Welcome back. We are here in the studio with King Vice. Now, by you being a hip hop rapper, when you're preparing your songs or writing your songs, is there any type of zone you go into, or do you just get your inspiration from something and then just start writing?
It's just a mood. Sometimes, like, I'm sitting chilling, like, I want to write something. The worst feeling is when you, like, I want to write, because, like, you ain't got nothing to write. It's just like, I want to write ... You know, but then sometimes like I'll be sitting there listening to something and a thought will pop into my head and I'm like earlier today I was listening to this lady's girl from England. Her name is Ray Black. She's an R&B artist. And I was listening to one of her songs. It had nothing to do with anything. I was like, I want to write like a gospel song. And I started searching gospel type beats and everything like that. So, you know, like it happens, you know, different like that. It's funny because most of my songs are about women. And I realized, like, when I write a song about a girl, the situation never works out. So I gotta start writing songs about girls I know personally.
I'm putting a period at the end of my sentence too early.
It's super weird. Like every girl that I've written a song about is no longer around. That's not a bad thing, but
Right. But
they
you
gave me good music. It's like,
pattern. We might have to break this pattern.
yeah, and I'll be like, yo, I wrote a song about you. Oh, okay.
Here you go.
Yeah, bye. Make sure you go when you leave.
So talk about some projects that you have coming up.
Working on my album. Working on a mixtape, actually. Let me start there. Working on a mixtape, White Coat Season. Working on an album called This Is Me, which is an acronym for my name, Tim. Then short film, hopefully by the beginning of the year, we'll have that. Get ready to start shooting that. Working on a couple other things, trying to get a podcast together, trying to get back in that world. That was fun.
Okay. You were very creative on your podcast.
Yeah, I try. I mean, I like being a creative. That's what the kids are calling it nowadays. But I like being a creative because it's fun. Like I like people ask me all the time, well, you know, what do you want to do with, you know, rap and everything? I'm like, you'll never hear me say I'm trying to get signed, because that's not the goal. I make music because it's fun. I like making people dance. Like, if my song Do With It, DJ Darrell will play that song and people will go crazy. Naj B will play it, people will go crazy. I performed it at the Homecoming Tailgate last week. People was having fun. I like that. You know, like, I'm not the type of person, I've never performed somewhere I'm like, yo, y'all paying me? I like performing. Now, Joker told us, you know, if you're good at something, never do it for free. But at the same time, it's like I enjoy it. Like, I really enjoy making music, seeing the reaction on people's faces. I have a song called Savannah, where I talk about my daughter and that peculiar situation I'm in with her mom and her boyfriend being involved in my daughter's life. You know, it's not a situation that black men talk about often. You know, it's like having a child and then admitting and accepting the fact there's another man involved. You know, we are so protective, especially with a daughter.
This is mine.
Yeah, exactly. This is my daughter, you know, but somebody to break it down to me, it's like, yo, like, if he wants to step up and be a part of her life, accept that. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing like genuine love from somebody who doesn't have to give you genuine love. So, and it took me a while to really, I was like, man, like, I don't like it. But as long as you're doing right by her, and she loves you, and I have no choice but to respect and honor that. And I had to put it in a song because at the time when I wrote the song, it was so new and different to me. I was like, yo, I never wanted this type of situation. You know, in the song I say, never thought my life would be like this. Not how I pictured it. I always wanted a wife and kids, but now it's different. You know, and it's like, that's really what I wanted. I wanted to be married and have my child, because that's how I was raised. You know, my grandparents were married for 50 years. You know, so just being able to evoke that emotion into a song, and then people come up to me. Somebody told me yesterday, yo, your song Savannah, like, I really like that song.
People can relate if they're in that situation. They can really relate to that.
So just having that, getting that reaction, I don't do it for the money. You know, I don't. It's not the goal. Like, it's just, I like to give people. Tupac has a saying, I may not change the world, but I guarantee you I'll spark the mind that does. And I like to think that I was one of the minds that Tupac sparked. And I just like to give people a different outlook on things and stop looking at it from just the plain black and white. Like, nah, this could be purple. So, you know, that's what I try to do in my music, you know.
All right. And I like that thought by Tim, Tim.
This is me.
This is me. Yeah. I like that. So if someone wants to get in contact with you, want to connect with you, how could they do that?
Twitter, King Vice 89, Instagram, King Vice 89, Facebook, Tim Hudson, email kingvicemusic@gmail. Yeah, so, you know, just, you know, trying to get this down with the King movement going. We do have T-shirts coming soon. For sale, if you want some, $20. Down with the king.
Down with the king.
You know what I mean? Don't worry about the symbolism. I mean, I'm gonna break it down to y'all real quick. The crown is embracing your royalty that you are, king or queen. The microphone is music, or poetry, or whatever art form you use is your voice. And then the needle is a vice, but it's filled with positive energy. So whatever your vice would be, whether it be music, whether it be video, visuals, whether it be radio, whether it be just helping people, whatever that vice is, be a king of that vice or be a queen of that vice,
I like
and
it.
I kind of took the literal definition of vice and flipped it because vice is a negative addiction, but yeah, but you can have a positive addiction as well. You got people that are literally addicted to helping people. They do a lot of charity work. You got people that are addicted to seeing other people smile. So whatever your vice is, that positive addiction, be the king of that. Don't let it control you. You control it.
I like it. Drop the mic. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us
Oh,
today.
no problem. No problem. Appreciate you guys for having me.
All right, that's our time. See you next time. Thank you for tuning in.